Hey there, Tinkercad friends. I've got an extra lesson for you. This time, once again, we're going to circuits, and you want the circuit from yesterday. You'll notice that mine does not have a good name. That's because to name these, you've got to click that little gear and do the properties, and I'm going to change that name to Circuit 1. And then I'm going to simply select Save Changes. So at least that way it's more easy to understand, and then I'm going to hit Tinker this, and then wait for it to load. Once you have it loaded, let's experiment with it a little. First, click on the battery and change it to 2 batteries. And then also, the battery looks better if we rotate it a couple times. So that way we can really see that the plus is connected to the plus sign and the minus is connected to the minus side. When you hit Start Simulation, you can see that 2 batteries makes it much brighter than 1. Always stop the simulation after you test it. We can go back to 1 battery, and then you can test it and see the difference. Right now, I'd like you to do a quick test of 1, 2, 3, and 4 batteries. When you're done testing the 4 batteries, talk to your partners about what you did see and what you thought you'd see, and then return to the 2 battery mode. I'm going to orient my board a little bit so that things are a little easier to see. So I'm just going to push that up there, and then when I scroll in, I can zoom in and see my components better. With it paused, I can drag and arrange, so I've got it just the way I want it. And now let's talk about resistors. When you click on the resistor, right now it's 1 k ohms, which means 1,000. K is for 1,000. If we type 100, notice the little bands change. That's the code, which I'm not going to teach you, but I'm going to tell you it does exist. Notice now when we start this, it's back to the dimness it was with 1 battery. And that's because of how many ohms we're resisting. So we're stopping the current from getting to the light. I would like you to stop the simulation right now and switch from thousands of ohms to just ohms. So now it's got 100 ohms of resistance, and I'd like you to make a guess. You can tell your neighbor your guess of what you think the simulation is going to do, and then afterwards, start the simulation. Alright, you may have noticed I've got an extra wire out here in column 14, so let's delete that quick, and let's do another test with resistors. Click on your resistor, and this time, let's switch to milliohms. So we used kiloohms, and now we're using milliohms, which are smaller yet, and see what happens. Let's quickly build a little bit fancier circuit, and I mean little bit. Let's bring in one more LED. Remember, we always have to rotate it. I'm going to hide the components because they're in my way. There's my rotate so that my cathode is to the negative side. And then watch this. This is still anode to cathode, and then anode to cathode. And then from this one now, we can connect electricity. But before we start it, click on your LED and pick a different color. And then see what happens when you start your simulation. Make sure that yours works successfully, and then have yourself a wonderful day. Thanks for experimenting with the cool projects, and I hope you enjoyed Tinkercad Circuits.